All right, this is the Purple Huddle halftime breakdown. As usual, I am your host, Josh Fry, managing editor over at purpleptsd.com. Be sure to go check out the website. We got a couple things posted prior to the game and during the game covering Justin Jefferson breaking another NFL record. He recorded his first reception of the day, managed to break Michael Thomas's 4-year receiving record. So Justin Jefferson now stands alone at the top. So that's one exciting thing from this first half. Other than that, I mean, Justin Jefferson, again, was the guy that carried the Vikings offense down the stretch of the second half. He ends his half with 4 receptions for 82 yards and a touchdown, including 3 receptions that went for over 20 yards during that final drive of the first half to ensure that the Vikings are going to stay in this game heading into the final 30 minutes. And they get the ball back coming out of halftime. So end of the half on a high note, but I mean, once again, turnovers, sloppy football kind of defined this first half for the Vikings. Nick Mullins threw a couple interceptions, almost got caught with a fumble as well. So we were pretty close to having 3 turnovers there for Mullins in that first half. And then that drive before the end of the first half, that Justin Jefferson touchdown. I mean, 3 false start penalties on the Vikings down near their own goal line. You can't have that sort of thing happening. And then defensively, just too many holes open for these Detroit pass catchers. Obviously, Byron Murphy is out for this game, but Mekhi Blackmon stepped up. He has made a couple of nice plays during this first half, but overall, I think defense needs to be a little bit better as we get in the final 30 minutes of this one. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, this is a very important game for the Vikings. Obviously, the NFC North hopes are on the line heading into this one. They need to win out, and the Lions need to lose out in order for the Vikings to capture that NFC North title for the second year in a row. And hopefully they can get the first of those 3 steps done today by completing a comeback against the Lions this afternoon, then move on to Green Bay, get a win there, and then go hosting Green Bay and get a win there while Dallas plays host to Detroit, and hopefully they can get a win next weekend there as well. And then Week 18 comes down to the NFC North between the Lions and the Vikings if those scenarios play out. But Vikings need to play some better football. Justin here is saying underthrown and a back. I'm assuming that's supposed to say bad choice that didn't get intercepted. Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of just what you're going to get out of Nick Mullins. He's a gunslinger. He takes a lot of risks, and sometimes those risks pan out like they did on that final drive of the first half, and sometimes they don't, and that's what you get with those 2 interceptions during the first half as well. So obviously, Mullins probably isn't the guy that the Vikings we're hoping is going to be the starter down this final stretch of the season, but this is where they're at with Kirk Cousins being injured, Josh Dobbs not necessarily living up to the hype. And then, I mean, Jaron Hall at some point, maybe he gets into a game, but at this point, I mean, Nick Mullins has been their guy, and he's been their guy for 2 years now almost, and it kind of seems like that's how they're going to close out their season with Mullins leading the way for the offense. But Justin Jefferson, I mean, you can't say enough about this guy. He obviously missed those 7 games in the middle of the season and then went out of Las Vegas with that chest injury, but had a really nice bounce back game last weekend. And now we're really seeing that true version of Justin Jefferson who can just take over drives and take over games. And he did that down the stretch of that second quarter in order for the Vikings to inch their way closer, and hopefully they can come out of the second half and take over the lead again. Justin again saying ball was underthrown to Addison twice. Yeah, there have been some bad balls. There's been some bad balls from Mullins. I honestly, I mean, like I said, this is kind of just the Nick Mullins experience. This is what we're going to have to expect over these final 3 games. There's going to be some of those balls that receivers are going to have to make a play in order for the receptions to be made. And hopefully the defenders don't make those plays, because Kirby Joseph came in and made a really nice play on that Addison route to get that interception. That's kind of how he's made his living in the NFL. Obviously, he had, 3 interceptions last year against Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that guy, ever since he's come into the league, has just been a ball hawking corner and safety, and he's just been there to make plays for this Lions team. And that's a big reason why the Lions have made a leap that they have over the past couple of years, is because of some extra play from their defense and some great playmaking on that back end. But yeah, hopefully the Vikings are able to come back and secure a win here. Jordan Hicks got back into this game too after being on IR. And this is kind of a miraculous story for Jordan Hicks because it kind of seemed like his season was over when he went down with that compartment syndrome in his lower leg. And the fact that a month later he's back out on a football field and almost got a strip sack of Jared Goff in that first half, kind of a remarkable story for the Vikings coming into this one. So great to see him back out on the field and making plays. And then defensively, outside of Byron Murphy, they're pretty healthy. And David Quessenberry starting at right tackle for the Vikings today with Brian O'Neill out for the second game in a row. But yeah, I mean, the offensive line, it could be a little bit better. Nick Mullins has faced a lot of pressure in this first half, but this, like I said, this is kind of what you're going to have to expect with this Vikings team down the stretch of the season. Justin, again, I got to meet Justin Jefferson 2 years ago. Very humble and nice guy. Yeah, that kind of seems to be the vibe with Jefferson. I mean, he's always out in the community. Seems like he's a really great guy off the field. So glad he's wearing purple for us and we get to cheer for him on a weekly basis. Yeah, just a great guy, great receiver, even better person than he is a player, and he's a really great player. So yeah, looks like the second half is going to be kicking off here in just a couple minutes, and I'm gonna let you guys go a little bit early today. Get back to enjoying some Christmas Eve festivities. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope it's a happy and safe holiday weekend for everyone. Skol Vikings. Again, check out the website, purpleptsd.com. After the game, we'll have plenty of post-game coverage today, a little bit tomorrow. Even though it is Christmas Day, we'll have some stuff up for you tomorrow. Working on a few things right now. And check back throughout the week, heading into the new year. And Skol Vikings, we'll see you next time.